So you all have been reading the story, The Secret Message, and should have already finished that. So we are going to discuss a little bit today our theme handout. And today is March the 25th. It's Wednesday. And The Secret Message is a folk tale, and we're going to talk a little bit more now that we've done a fairy tale and a folk tale about what each one of those mean. But the thing that we are looking for is we are looking for the theme of the story. And the theme, an easy way to remember theme is that theme is the message. Theme, Theme, it's the message. It's what the author wants us to learn. What is the main message that you can take away from the book or from the story? Some examples are family bonds are unbreakable. Peace and love will always win over evil. Some other common themes: never judge a book by its cover. Never judge a person by their size. Think kind of David and Goliath. Being with others is always better than being alone. We definitely are learning that right now in our time away from each other. And slow and steady wins the race. Think tortoise and the hare. That's a theme or a message that is inside of that story. So today's job for us is to try and figure out what the theme is for The Secret Message. And this is what your sheet looks like for The Secret Message. So we're going to focus on this right now. And the way to think about the theme is what it is that the story is trying to teach us. And we have to kind of go to the end of the story to think about that, to think at the end of the story that the parrot gains his freedom. And for the parrot, that freedom is more important than anything else. Now, of course, the merchant doesn't see it that way. He puts a lot of his stock in his money and his wealth and his prestige, and he tries to give all that to the parrot, but the parrot is still not happy. So our theme for this particular story, and everyone's going to have a slightly different theme, and it's okay. As long as you can defend your theme with text evidence, then you know, of course, my answer is always that is just perfectly fine. So we're just going to have a common theme that's going to be given to you by me, which is freedom is more important than riches. And now we need to go back and find some evidence in the story that shows that the freedom is more important than riches. So the first thing that I think of when I think about freedom is more important than riches is finding the parrot not too happy in his cage. The parrot was rewarded by the merchant by a large golden cage, and the parrot was still not happy even though he was in this large golden cage. So my first piece of text evidence is going to be the message that the parrot gave to his friends in India, or his friends in the trees, he tells them. So we are going to be on page 93, and it says, the merchant interrupted. I'm on the third paragraph in page 93. But parrot, you live inside this wonderful golden cage. With 3 swings. And the parrot says, you're right. Tell them about this cage. Now the background information on that, of course, is that the parrot and the merchant have just had a conversation, and he says to the parrot, what would you like me to bring back with you from my exotic trip? And he says, I don't want any gifts, but when you pass through the forest and see other parrots like me flying free, Tell them I live far away. Tell them I miss flying with them. I miss their sweet voices. I miss the smell of the trees. And then the merchant says, but parrot, you live inside this wonderful golden cage with 3 swings. You're right to tell them about this cage, the parrot says. He wants him to tell them because hopefully that way this secret message is going to get to his friends. So our other piece of text evidence is also on page 93, and that's that passage that I just read to you before that said, I don't want any gifts. The parrot said with a sigh. But when you pass through the forest, and see other parrots like me flying free. That flying free is the really important part because you can tell that he misses that freedom of being able to fly where he wishes to. So when you pass through the forest and see other parrots like me, flying free, tell them I live far away. Tell them I miss flying with them. And we'll stop there since I've run out of space. But tell them I miss flying with them. Tell them I miss their sweet voices. I miss the smell of the trees. So that really shows how much the parrot values his freedom and all that he misses by not being able to be free. And the merchant does not see that yet because the merchant is still focused on all of the items that he can give to the parrot. And then your last piece of text evidence, I think, would be the time when the parrot escapes the cage. He plays dead because he takes his message from the other parrots in the trees in the forest when they pretended to be dead in order for the merchant to pass that message along to the bird to give the parrot in the cage the idea to as well pretend to be dead so that he can then be taken out of the cage and soar freely to the sky. So this one text evidence is from page 102, and it's the last section where it says, then the parrot flew away sorry for my W there through the hole in the domed ceiling. And all the way to India. To fly free among his friends. Remember, the merchant could offer the parrot anything, a golden cage, a golden cup, whatever it was that the parrot wanted, but the parrot only wanted to be free and be with his friends. And he shows that because if he were happy in that golden cage, he would have never gone away. He would have stayed there. Instead, he decided to fly away and go and visit his friends. So I hope this has helped you learn a little bit more about theme. Remember, the theme is always the message that the author is trying to teach you. And there could be multiple themes within a story. And we could all not have the exact same theme, and that's okay. As long as you can do this and support it with your text evidence that you are able to see what it is that the author is trying to teach you. All right, hope that helped you all. Have a great day.